Okay, so I look like this because I'm doing my own root clearings right now. I'm doing my own root clearings right now, and I stumbled upon something that I know I'm not going to remember later when I'm finished and all dolled up and ready for the TV. But so this is what I look like. So my thing is, what I just learned was, and this is going to be a little hard for me to explain because it's a different type of premise. Um, for me, it always behooves me that when someone is going through something that I'm with, whether it be a significant other or a friend, when they're going through stuff, it always seemed to me like the first person who got ill treated. Well, not the first person because I don't know how they treat other people in their life, but I always knew when the countdown started that that person is going to start neglecting me, going to start dismissing me, going to act like I'm not important or undervalue me. I could see it. I've been it's one of those things that you've been through so many times that you see it coming. And that's what it is. I see it coming. So most of the time, especially now, I'm braced for it because I can see it coming. And it's usually when the person starts going through something, when they're like going through a sickness, going through a breakup, going just through your health. When they start going through something, I'm watching them and I don't change who I am. I'm literally the same person. They start calling me less, they start texting me less, they start ignoring my texts, they start ignoring my phone calls, they start, and it's like they put themselves in a bubble, right? And the thing is, I used to be like that. I did that too. I would isolate myself. But for me, I still do isolate myself, but I isolate myself because the people around me pull on me. It's not like they're pouring into me also and I'm isolating myself. No, I isolate myself because you're pulling from me. And right now I need everything I got. You understand? Right now I got to get me out of this shit. So I need to circle the wagons and shut everybody out so I can focus on what I need to do. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about I'm talking to the person that people tend to leave, people tend to neglect. And you're sitting around going, I don't understand. I'm a good person. And not those fake, I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I'm balanced. I'm working on myself. I've worked on myself. I don't understand. And I was only good to this person. I don't understand why they don't want anything to do with me, or they act like they want anything to do with me, or they ghosted me, or whatever. This is what I learned in this clearing right now. I was releasing the stolen joy echo. That's where I got stuck on. And um, app coming soon. I know I heard somebody go, what is that? I was like, I have to explain that another time. But yeah, so when I was clearing it, it brought me to a memory. And in that memory, I remember crying because I knew that that relationship, the way it was at that moment, was going to change. And I liked the way it was. I liked the way it was. I was actually enjoying it, but I knew it was going to change because of what the person was going through. And I could see it, and I was just like, and then what happened is when I got into this memory, it shot me to other memories before that that set that premise for me to understand and feel that way. So I had to go back to, because this age was 51. And then I had to go back to 36 and clean that shit out. So I went there and figured out, holy shit, anything happened over there. This person wasn't having good health, and I found out about it, started crying about it because I knew that the relationship was going to change, and it did. So I was sort of kind of prepared for it, but not prepared for what I got, but sort of prepared for it. And I had to go back and clear stuff from that so I can clear this stuff here, right? And I'm saying all that to make the person who was in my position, not the person who was doing it. We're not talking to the people who are doing it. We're talking to the people who are on the receiving end of it. This is what I got. This is the download that I got when I was doing this. They said, let's just call Bob the construct. The game, his name is Bob, right? So Bob is going to do everything he can to keep people fearful, to keep people like isolated, to keep people cut off from whatever source they have. And the way they do that is by keeping people away from you who bring light, who bring joy, who bring any type of like, okay, I can breathe. You're drowning. And the one person who has the oxygen tank or whatever, they're removing it. Do you understand? They're removing kind of like your lifeline, they're removing it. So what happens is they remove it and you go further down. Does that make sense? Until you find the joy or whatever within to bring yourself up. That's a video for a different thing. Right now, I'm trying to explain to the people like me why you do everything right and people ghost you. You know what I'm saying? Why you do everything right and it seems like no one wants to be your fucking friend. And you're like, I don't understand. All I do is give goodness and mercy to everyone. What the fuck is the problem? Bob hates you. that's, your, that's the only thing I can say. Bob hates you. The reason why, well, I should say Bob hates us. The reason why Bob hates us is because when you are with someone, no matter how down they are, you can tell them how to get out of it. You can tell, you can see it. You're a seer. So you can see how they need to just maneuver to get around it. You can see, or you can see what they need and just kind of like, just be like, hey, send them a quick text. And that quick text, you think it's just a quick text, but that quick text that you think is like, oh fuck, someone cares about me. You understand? Because I know when I was going through and still going through a lot of the shit that I've gone through, I wanted someone to be like, hey girl, you good? Like, I know you're going through this. You good? You know, you need anything? What's wrong? Blah blah. And it didn't really come. So it's like I know when I do it from a place of, hey, you got this. Whatever this is, you got it. You're gonna be all right. But what I found out was through this download, Bob blocks you or removes you so that you can inspire them to be better and get out of it faster. Now, you can't quite blame Bob, right? All Bob can do is put the idea in your head. Oh, why is she always calling? Or you can't deal with her right now. Or you can't do this right now. Yeah, you need to focus on this. You understand? I know a lot of you are like, oh shit, I've heard Bob. That's Bob. You understand? Or, oh, they just want to take from me just like the other person. That's Bob talking to you in your ear. But then me, I'm sitting here going, I don't understand well, I do because I've been through it. But other people will probably like, I don't understand what's happened. He doesn't return my phone calls anymore. And then it gets to a point where you're just like, all right, I guess the friendship is kind of over or not where it was, and you try to explain to them, hey, and then they start telling you what they're going through and how much they're going through, and then you feel like shit because you're like, you're right, you're going through a whole bunch of shit. I guess I'll just go about my business. You understand? But what you don't realize, now I'm talking to the people who do it. My finger's still broken. Not broken, but cut. I'm talking to people who do it. What you don't understand, and the download that I got for you people, who you calling you people? Yeah, you. The what I'm talking to you is you're being Bob blocked, and Bob is blocking you and isolating you so that the light that you need can't get in. And what I need you to understand, I can't speak for anyone else as a friend. I can only speak for myself as a friend, as a wife, as a girlfriend, whatever. I can only speak for myself. I know what my people are going through when they're going through it, and I know exactly what needs to be done to help them, encourage them, and give them space. Does that make sense? So I already know I'm an assistant by trade. So I already know how to maneuver with people. So when Bob blocks me from other people or people from me, I know that you would do better with me with you than me without with with you not having me there. Does that make sense? If you listen to me and do what I tell you to do, I know that sounds so controlling, but it really isn't. It's kind of like you go to a teacher because they have the knowledge that you need. So why wouldn't you go to a psychic or a person like me who knows what you need so I could tell you what to do? Does that make sense? So it's kind of like people are like, go to the doctor, and you're like, no, I'm good. Meanwhile, you're not even treating yourself at home. That doesn't make any sense. You understand? So it's kind of like the better you treat the light in your life that you know they're good people, they're good for you, they're sweet, you're just really irritated right now, treat them really well. Because when you treat them really well, they start to glow. And when they start glowing, that glow goes over your life too. So everything that you're going through, you will get through it faster with that person with you than with that person not there. Or you pushing that person away and making them be sad about the relationship. Because when people like me get sad about the relationship, the light that I have towards that relationship starts to dim. Does that make sense? But the more I am happy in the relationship, the more that you love me as much as I love you, you give as much as I give, even if you're going through stuff, because I go through stuff too, and I still remain calm and happy because those people didn't do anything to me. They didn't cause it. You understand? So the more you allow that person to be there for you, to talk to open up to, you'll get through what you're going through a lot faster than if you're mean to them, you ghost them, you don't talk to them, you make them feel like shit. And they tell you, hey, you're hurting my feelings, and you haven't made any changes, that relationship is going to die. All right? You know I love you. If I'm on here looking like this, stay up, stay blessed. Deuces, and I'm out.